I'm Mayor Bill McLeod here, and we're another episode of the Heart of Hoffman Estates. I'm here today at the Trip-On Center with Park Board President Robert Kaplan and Park Board Executive Director Dean Bostrom. Do you guys want to tell us a little bit about what your roles are in the Park District and some of what the Park District has to offer?
Well, I am the current president of the Park Board of Commissioners. It's a 7-person board. Our role is kind of like a board of directors to the Park District, and I work very closely with Dean as the executive director of the park as to, we don't run the daily operations, but as to the guidance of the park and where it's going.
Dean, what's your role?
My role is to run the day-to-day operations. We have 78 full-time staff, about 700 part-time seasonal people, so it's a full-year operation with the various facilities and parks that we have. So I work both with the board. We have 15 community reps that serve on committees that make recommendations to the board. Work with them, present recommendations to the board on various projects and initiatives that we're doing. You know, we work with the board to establish a master plan, a strategic plan, our goals, our budgets on an annual basis. So we're working on a lot of different things, not only the upfront things which you see other parks and the facilities, but a lot of the behind-the-scenes things that make things happen, make sure the bills get paid, that type of stuff.
That's very important, obviously.
Yeah.
Hoffman Estates is very large geographically. How many facilities do you have? And I don't even know how many parks you have.
I think last time,
Is it 82? I thought it was 82.
Might be 82. There's a lot of park parcels that we own that are not public parks, so to speak. I think it might be 82 that we own, but as far as parks, I think it's around 78 or so, which vary from half-acre parks to, we've got some large wetland areas, Victoria Park, out west, the Hunter's Ridge. They're both large wetlands that are probably 100 acres between them that are large wetlands. But we have parks in each one of the sections of community within Hoffman Estates on the north side, the central part here, and then also out west. And we've been fortunate, particularly with out west, when we started building it, we were able to have parks located so that we strive to have like a playground within a quarter mile of every residence. And I think we have 45 playgrounds in the Park District.
Wow. That's one thing I always liked about the Hoffman Estates Park District is you do have the big facilities, but you also do have the neighborhood parks. I know my grandkids love the Sundance Park. It's right around the corner from my house. We're at the Trip-On Center. This building's been here for decades now. It wasn't always a Trip-On Center.
1986, the Blackhawk Community Center.
Right.
Community. Can you give us a little history of the building and what you've done with it since then? It looks totally different.
1986, it was built. It was 35,000 square feet. There's several areas in this building that have evolved over time. When you look at what used to be the fitness shelf upstairs, turned into a gymnastics shelf. In 2004, we did a major renovation where we added the 2 ice skating rinks. We moved our offices. The office that I was in originally here turned into a preschool room. In 2004, we did the renovation, did the ice arenas. So now this is really the next phase of the 50-plus program has really boomed. When you look at the demographics of the community, it's something that in our attitude and interest survey, something that was a big demand. So, we listened to the seniors, types of things that they wanted, and were able to do this renovation. We also did the off-ice training area, which is a trend in skating where you have beyond the ice, they do off-ice training. It's just the day of specialized sports where that was something that was a big demand. So we've got that space now in the upstairs area. And then also our preschool program was running at capacity, so we were able to create another preschool room to get people off the waiting list and be able to accommodate them.
You offer a lot of activities and events here at the Trip-On Center.
Yeah, it's truly a community center.
That's great. One of the things that I've always admired about the Park District is your partnerships with other organizations. You talk about the Wolves, about the school out west where you partnered with them for the gymnasium, playground, and you've done that throughout the community with the playgrounds by the public
Yeah,
schools.
so we've been able to work with the Wolves, the Windy City Bulls. We have Athletico, we have a partnership with. I think the success of governmental entities is being able to leverage partnerships and work. I think the village we consider a great partner. There's a number of things we've had joint projects that we've worked on together for the betterment of the community.
One of the organizations in the community is the Hoffman Estates Park District Foundation. When was that started, and what does the foundation do?
Scott Trapont, who this facility is named after, shortly after he was elected in 1997, he came to me and said, we have to have a foundation. So had my marching orders, and a year later, in 1999, we started the foundation. And the purpose is, there's a lot of individuals in this community that have hardships based on particular circumstances, whatever that might be, that find it difficult to be able to send their kid to day camp or maybe go to Seascape. So the foundation was established to create scholarships for those that have some special needs, financial needs, and also do some special projects. We've done a number of special projects. One of the buses that the 50-plus group uses all the time, the preschoolers use, we use for trips. The foundation helped pay for that. And also with the this facility here, the game room, all the equipment, the FF&E, the supplies, everything was funded by the foundation. They've committed $50,000 over the next 10 years to support the 50-plus program.
That's great. Robert, do you have anything you want to
Well, like
add to this?
for instance, we just had the celebrity golf outing that the foundation runs, and that's a big moneymaker and way to garner funds so that the foundation can do that sort of thing. We also have a couple other events throughout the year. We have a wine tasting night out. We have another another thing in a nice parking lot facility where we have a nice raffle. And so I'm part of the foundation, and it's just a very good thing, and people really enjoy as a way to give to the Park District.
That's great. That's great. Now, with the expansion you did here, are there activities and events that you weren't able to do before, now that you've expanded this and grown it?
You know what we've done is we kind of shuffled the deck a little bit. We used to have the gymnastics here, the gymnastics shelf. We moved that to the upstairs of the Vogelite barn, which has evolved from a number of different uses. Long ago, it used to be a maintenance building for the shop. So with that, we've been able to create the off-ice training area, which is an athletic performance area. Baseball teams, football teams can come in to do specialized training, plyometrics, those types of things. Adding more preschool programs. And also we're looking at converting the front area. Our dance program is a very big program, and fitness programs are very big. So we're looking at expanding that space where the pro shop was to be able to provide some of those additional opportunities. We really try to serve, from cradle to grave, all ages, and different interests, because not everybody's into athletics. We do music classes here, performing arts classes, so we try to offer a wide variety that meet different people's interests.
So the Park District has evolved from, as I recall many years ago, as mainly old guys playing softball.
Yeah,
That's really changed a lot, which I think says a lot for the Park District that you've
Yes.
moved on. What are you looking at in the future? What else would you like to do if you had the resources, the opportunity?
Well, we want to continue to serve the community, and just as we did the comprehensive master plan to see and poll the community as to what they want, we're open to listening to the community to see what things people want to do in the future. There's all kinds of, as we know, as we watch the society, there's all kinds of new activities, all kinds of new sports, and we're just very receptive to being able to try to provide those things to the community. Maybe Dean might have a better handle on like what the next new sport or activity is coming up than I would, but things like that we're looking forward to doing, because that's what we feel like we're here for. Today people might be really people like, kids like playing football. Well, that might change. Kids might like playing something else. A little while ago, we had entertained a rugby class, And, you know, we looked into that. It never actually came to fruition, but that would have been something had the interest been there, we would have pursued. But it didn't, so we kind of moved on from that, and we'll go on to the next thing.
So you do surveys of residents, you also have, you mentioned community representatives?
Yes.
And what do the community representatives do?
Well, I started as a community representative to the Park District because I actually had come to Dean when I was a very long time ago. I actually coached Dean's children a long, long time ago. And and Dean was a great parent to have on a team because he didn't say anything, so I'll give him that. But anyway, so after my kids got done playing, I didn't think continue coaching. I think parents should coach their kids, not someone like me whose kids have graduated. I think it's the next person's turn. But I wanted to keep giving to the community. And what we have here, unlike a lot of park districts, is we have 3 standing committees, and we have community reps who are people from the community that come to our meetings. They're part of each committee, and they vote on the committee on things that get recommended to the board. And it's more voices, more people, different. You know, we have an accountant. You'll get an architect. You know, you'll get all kinds of different people with different thoughts, and that's how we believe that we strive to be better.
That's where you come up with future board members too.
Yeah, that is true, exactly.
Our village board has 2 former community reps on the village board now, so people get involved in the community, you know, that's really
Right.
the key to this. This is a very beautiful facility, and the Park District has multiple really beautiful facilities, and I know the Bridges of Poplar Creek does weddings and all kinds of events, but could somebody rent space here in the Trip-On Center or at the facility in Lexington and Algonquin or out west at Cannon Crossing? Is that possible?
Yeah, well, here, one of the things that we were able to do at this facility now that with the renovation is we're actually able to rent it out to people when it's not in use. For if someone wants to have a party or a function, the room is big enough to handle a party. And if you don't want to have your party at home and you want to come to a facility and have it catered. So yes, we're able to rent out now, and that's a very nice added feature to the community.
So you can do a large event at Bridges, but someone's got like 20 people or something, they can.
Yeah, actually,
Dining room and-
the room divides in half too, so you can have a larger room. I think it has seating capacity, it's theater size for 154, I think it is, but you can divide the room in half so you can have 2 functions going on at one time as well. So we tried to create as much multi-purpose space as we could.
Right.
The gyms are rented quite a bit, not only here, but we have Prairie Stone Sports and Wellness Center has 3 gymnasiums, and Willow Rec Center has both a mini gym and a larger gym that are available. A lot of groups do rent those. Some teams will rent them for practices for basketball or for volleyball. Yeah, so those facilities are available as well.
What about the ice rinks?
Based on availability, I mean, if the ice is, the way hockey runs is you have a bunch of teams who commit to buy ice, and they buy a lot of ice. It's called a sheet of ice, and they buy their sheets, and then you basically fill in after that. So there are men's leagues teams that want to come play. I see teams, because I tend to work out late in the evening here, I see lots of older teams where it looks like just a bunch of guys got together to go play hockey. They come out and they rent the ice, and when it's not in use, it's always available to rent. That's the good thing about it. It's always there. The ice is there. You just got to turn the lights on.
So that's around 12 months a year.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. One other thing I would mention about the ice, and we didn't speak about this, but as far as especially the reason for the shelf is we serve through the whole entire hockey program. We probably serve about 1,400 kids. So we're providing, you know, a very good activity for a lot of children.
You do tournaments here too, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we're part of some larger tournaments. The Bauer tournament is the largest tournament in the world. Obviously, we're just a single site. They have a Chicagoland area site where there's a number of rinks, and you have to meet certain specifications to be able to serve as a host site. I think we have 44 teams come in, which is our capacity to pretty much run a Thursday through Sunday nonstop with all the teams. And we had teams from Russia, we had teams from Sweden, obviously Canada is a big draw. So really, it's an international tournament. It's a pretty prestigious tournament too.
Yes.
Okay, you have swimming pools at Hoffman Estates.
Yes, we do.
Can you rent those out too, or what's the policy on that?
Yes, we have Seascape. Obviously, we have our public hours, which is not available, but we do. we have groups that come in. You can come in during an event, because unless you're bringing in, and we do have after hours where it's available for rental, where there's, the regular pool hours are closed, but a lot of times people will bring in groups and have a rental group during a public function so they can get a discount rate while they're bringing people in, because it has a capacity of 1,300 people. So if there's 400 or 500 people in, bringing in a group of 100 people doesn't necessarily impact, and it keeps your costs down as well. We also have Prairie Stone Sports and Wellness Center. There's a zero depth pool there, which was created to provide an additional indoor amenity for the community. We run a number of swim lessons out there. We have public swims out there, but it's also available, to rent. We do private parties out there as well.
My understanding is that you have fitness centers at all three of the facilities you have, the one in Lexington, the one in the Trip-On Center, and out west also.
Yes, we do.
Can you tell us about those? What do you offer there?
Well, each one has a little bit more, a little bit less. So the one over out north there I know that it has a smaller gym, has some racquetball courts, has a basketball court. And so that's basically what that has there. At the gym here is kind of a very interesting setup, because the gym is actually spaced between the two hockey rinks. So if you're a parent and you have kids playing hockey, you can get a workout in if you so desire. If you don't desire, and you don't have to do that, but as someone who likes hockey but likes working out, I like to be able to rest and look out the window and see some kids playing hockey. It's always very interesting. But here we have full circuit training with machines. We have free weights, plenty of space to do anything you need to do. There's there's young people in there lifting heavy weights. There's older people in there not lifting such heavy weights, but trying really hard. Lots of people who use the treadmills and the ellipticals. So we have all of that. And then out at Prairie Stone is more of what you would guess, a full commercial health and fitness center. They have the running track, they have the basketball courts, they have tennis courts, a bigger room for the treadmills, bigger weight room. Got to lift heavier weights when you go there in order to fit in, that kind of thing. And they have some specialized, they have the spin class, and they have the yoga room. The one thing that we also have out at Prairie Stone is we have a climbing wall.
Yeah, climbing wall.
Which I think makes it a unique attraction, I think.
So if someone was interested, what's the number? Who do you call? What's the email?
885-7500.
Okay.
885-7500 is our general number, and heparks.org is our website.
Welcome, everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming out to the Hoffman Estates Park District dedication of the Trip-On Center North Side renovation. So thank you all for being here. So I am Robert Kaplan. I'm the current president of the Board of Commissioners. And I would like to go ahead and introduce the park board members, the other park board members that are here. Vice President Pat McGinn, Treasurer Lily Kilbridge, Assistant Secretary Keith Evans, thank you, Commissioner Mike Bickham, Commissioner Ron Evans, Commissioner Pat McKinnane, and Board Secretary and Executive Director Dean Bostrom, who's over behind the pillar. So now a little bit about the renovation. So this project stemmed from the 2014 Comprehensive Master Plan from 2014 to 2019, and in that, we discovered the community's need for an expanded 50-plus program, more preschool programs, and an off-ice training facility for our hockey players, our young, motivated hockey players. So the Friends of HE Parks, as Lily said, has pledged over $50,000 over 10 years to purchase and maintain the 50-plus game room with all the furnishings, equipment, and supplies. This project was approved by the Park Board in March of 2016. Construction began in December 2016, and it was completed in May, on schedule and on budget. Yeah. 1, 2, 3!
Okay, we're here at Victoria Park at the Pete Smith Playground, along with Sandy Menisco, who's the Communications and Marketing Major Domo for the Hoffman Estates Park District. Also have with us Trustee Karen Arnett, Trustee Anna Newell, and Clerk Bev Romanoff. So, Hoffman Walks, what is this all about? And so, what are we doing today, other than walking?
Hoffman Walks is our new series of community walking events. They're free. We have one every month. And we put the events together because, well, for several reasons. One is because we wanted to expose more people to our parks. Hoffman Estates has 70 beautiful parks, and a lot of people don't realize that we have that many. And also, they don't realize many people have never been to the park. We find they've never been to the park that's right around the corner from their house. We want to encourage people to come out and enjoy nature and the beautiful green spaces that are right in their backyard. And then also, hopefully, to encourage healthy habits, because walking is a nice, simple activity, and there are so many benefits from head to toe to walking.
So when did this program start?
We started it this year in March at the Trapon Center. We gave a little introduction to the benefits of walking. Zach Marshall, our certified personal trainer over at Prairie Stone, was there, and he gave a presentation, and then we took a walk at the indoor track at the Trapon Center.
Oh, indoor is good in the winter.
When it's winter, when the weather's bad, we're going to move the event indoors to either Prairie Stone or Trapon Center.
So this will be an all-year event then, basically.
Yes, year-round, every month.
Is it a specific time every month, a specific...
Generally Saturdays from 9 to 11 a.m. There's a couple exceptions. We're going to use the event to kick off Party in the Park in August, on August 5th. The event's going to start, I think, at 2 o'clock, so we'll do a walk from 2 to 4, and Party in the Park starts at 3.
Well, this is a great program, and I think that you'll probably have other park districts copying this.
Well, I hope so.
Ultimately.
Like I said, there's benefits to walking from head to toe, improved memory, better sleep, reduced joint pain, and it helps manage weight. So there's a lot of benefits, and Americans are actually behind the game when it comes to walking. For example, we take on average about 5,000 steps, the average American, but in other countries such as Australia and Switzerland, they take about 10,000 steps a day. That's their average. So we really need to step it up.
They sort of do what Anna does. Anna does her 10,000 steps.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yes, no, I don't. No, but I'm getting my walking in today. Well, we really appreciate you having us out here and inviting us, and looking forward to the walk. It'll be nice to get together with a bunch of Hoffman Estates folks, and they'll be able to ask all of us questions about what's going on. They'll certainly be asking you and the Park District Commissioners what's going on with the parks this year, and so we're looking forward to it.
Great. Well, our schedule, I just want to mention our schedule for all the events is on our website at heparks.org, or you can also check your program guide.
Thank you. Come on out for Hoffman Walks. What other activities are going on this summer with the Park District?
Wow, there are activities going on every week this year. We have our Friday Fun in the Park, which is a children's series, education series. It's a partnership with the Village and the Arts Commission and the Park District. So every other Friday at 10 a.m. we have a different children's entertainer, and that's at Vogelai Park. Seascape has events going on all year. There's a movie night coming up. There is a Grandparents' Day where grandparents can get in free if they bring a paid child. And then, of course, we have Party in the Park on August 5th that I mentioned, which is at Fabrini Park. We're going to have so many activities for the kids. We have petting zoo and pony rides and climbing wall and games and performers, and that's a really fun event that we do each year. And so I encourage everyone to check the website, because that's where everything's listed.
You're going to make sure everybody gets their 10,000 steps. Mm-hmm. The Park District also partners with the Village on the 4th of July Fest, Northwest 4th Fest, and also with the Arts Commission for the Thursday events during the summer.